Hi everyone, I am Bhanu. I'll be sharing my IFT interview experience with you. Now, IFT is one of the very few colleges that will test you in every aspect. They first make you fill out a very elaborate form, then they go for a GD, an essay writing, and then they finally go for the interview. So when I was done with the form filling, I was called for interview. Now the essay topic that was given to me was, can online learning replace traditional learning? Now this is one of the very current topics and I guess one of the easier ones to write on as well. So there wasn't much of a difficulty that I faced, but one thing that you have to be careful of is that you are only given 20 minutes. So you have to both think and write in less than 300 words in the allotted 20 minutes. Then we moved on to the GD. The topic that was given to us in the group discussion was, are trade unions relevant in the current corporate sector? The GD went well for a while, but then everyone started giving his or her own views, and in the end it turned out to be what we call a fish market. So the panel had to interrupt us and ask if we had any new views. So one thing that I would personally suggest from my experience is, in a GD, when a fish market is created, you have to be very careful of your conduct, because it is quite obvious that no one can actually hear what you're saying. So the only thing that panel is looking at you is your ability to listen to others' views. So the moment the fish market settles down, you have to be ready to latch onto the opportunity and take the initiative. After the group discussion, I was called for the interview after a while. So the first question that was asked of me when I entered the interview room was by a lady teacher who asked me what I would like to be in 5 years' time. Now again, this is a question that you are made to fill out in a form. So basically what they're doing here is checking whether you are that same somebody who has filled the form, or did somebody author it for you. After that, the IFT is also known to ask for a couple of subjects from your side. So I had listed one of my subjects, and instead of the subject itself, the panelists started asking me on the history of that particular subject. So this is another aspect that you have to be very aware of. Now MBA interviews have always been known for your all-round development, and this is one aspect that is completely reflected in this particular example, because there was no technical question per se, but there were a lot of questions from history. Now the third major segment that I was asked questions on was the extracurricular part. I had mentioned a couple of achievements, but they wanted to make sure that what were my views on what was happening in the country. Say for example, if I had a couple of achievements in the social sector, so they wanted to make sure that this is someone who is actually caring about the society around him. Apart from that, there are always a few questions on the extracurricular activities that you mention in the form, and you have to be very precise with what you write. So the more specific you are with the form, the better you are to, the likely you are to justify yourself in the interview. So all in all, I would say that this is one institute that gives a lot of weightage to every aspect. Also, you have to make sure that whatever you have written in the form, you are able to justify it there. I think once you do that, you stand a very good chance of making it to IFT. Hope this helps.